Welcome back to an exciting video, and what we are going to do today, this is part of our Learning How to Play Fast series, is we are going to actually work on string transitioning and string transitioning only. Alright, so what is string transitioning? Well, it's pretty cut and dry. It's transitioning between two strings. It's kind of basic. And what brought this up is I was showing this guy this guitar solo. And I'm working on the fractal today. So what you're going to be hearing is the fractal coming through the head rush, coming out into the room. The head rush is not mic'd, the room mics are picking this up. And I've actually got some pretty cool things happening here on the head rush. Got a couple of cool tones. This is the 80s hair metal tone. 80s hair metal tone. Still working on it. It's a little woolly for me right now. Before we get started on this, check this out. Got a couple things here. This is my Still of the Night tone right here. And it would help if I'd actually play it in the right damn chord. Around your door, beating heavy, telling me you gotta have more. Oh, I like that tone, man. I am playing, oh my god, I got all my picture in one of my guitar cases, I don't know, from the last show we played. And normally I use my blue chip picks. So I just grabbed some things laying around, and I've got this is a Dunlop, this tortoiseshell, and I hate this pick because the edges are completely square. They're not beveled, they're just completely square. Hard to pick with that for me. I've got this huge Dunlop 3 that I found laying around, and now this one is beveled, but after playing with a jazz pick for so long, man, this thing's like holding a Bodor in my hand. It's huge. I can't play with it. So the only other pick I had laying around is this Dunlop, I don't know what the hell this thing's called. It is a Dunlop pick, but it's transparent, and it's purple, and it is 2 millimeters thick. I mean, this thing has zero freaking flex to it, man. It is insanely hard. So this is what I'm going to do this with, and it's not very grippy, so I'll probably drop this pick like 400 times during this, and it's just an odd little pick. I don't know why. I don't even know why I would buy this pick. Maybe to dig rocks out of my shoe or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, I found this laying around, so we're going with this pick. So all the mistakes I'm going to make are probably going to be from this pick moving around in my hands. And the fact I'll probably just make a lot of damn mistakes. That too. So anyway, before we get back to the lesson, moving on, a couple more things real quick. Since I just got the fractal and we've been talking about it. So let's see here. Let me bank down. This is an EVH tone. I'm still working on it. Still have more of a balanced tone. Not there yet. I'm not liking that one too much. I did make a Roxanne tone. This is pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty cool. I got a Hysteria tone. This is my Hysteria solo, and dude, this is just kind of freaking awesome. Check it out. It's loud. kick ass. Going banking down again. I got another recto. We were at practice and we were doing a Barracuda by heart. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna recto that bitch out. I just want to make this thing freaking nasty. And dude, it was just brutal. Normally it's where I would have my my trim bar. Just brutal freaking nasty. And like, of course I got, this is the wrong guitar for this, but my Is This Love? Right? Yeah. So, got that. And of course, hang on. Here we go. Now check it out. Had to make a quick adjustment. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So I got that, and then I've added this part in. Because I've been creating all these patches. For that, and then I got the lead tone here. Oh, that's just amazing. And then of course I got the rhythm tone. Fantastic. That's my love. That's my recto. And then of course I got, this is a 80s metal tone. If you've seen if you've seen older videos, I still got my Kemper, which is sitting right over there. In the mess, I'm packing, because I'm moving before long, so I'm just packing. You probably see boxes and shit laying everywhere, and there's crap all over the place, but that's what happens when you pack. My main tone on my Kemper, which is just a brutal freaking metal tone. I mean brutal. I'm trying to dial it in on this, and I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm getting closer. Getting closer. Almost there. Still got a little bit of fizz. I need to get out of that, some of that fizz out of it. Great song, Blue Collar Man by Styx. Dude, awesome song. Anyway, all right, so now that I got that out of my system, because I had to do that, let's go back to whatever the hell it was we were talking about to begin with. So what we're going to do is we are going to work on transitioning between strings. And what I'm talking about is this. When you're going from, going from one string to the other. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with 3 strings. I'm just going to start here at the 12. I am tuned down a half a step because all my guitars are down a half a step. And so we're going to work on and building up the speed. We're going to start on the B string, and we're going to pick it 3 times, and then we're going to catch the upstroke on the E string at the E. So we're going to play the B, C, D, E, or 12, 13, 15, 12 on the E. So the premise of this is to get this transition between the two strings up to speed, because the whole purpose of us doing this is A, to be a guitar god, B, to pick up chicks or dicks, whatever you like. I'm just that's your own personal preference. Chicks on my side, and 3, just so we can freaking look cool, because I need all the help I can get looking cool. And I am not bullshitting you. I am, dude, Jesus Christ, I need help looking cool. So this is a critical part of playing guitar. Obviously, if you're going to do any type of major soloing, you've got to be able to transition between the strings cleanly. Without it, you're just, you're going nowhere. We're just spinning wheels. And we've gone through, a bunch of exercises and other stuff. And I thought that this was critical because I was showing this guy this guitar solo, and this is where I thought, well, maybe we should cover that. It's Another Rainy Night by Queensryche. Love Queensryche. And the solo goes like this. Right there, that part. That is a very quick little transitioning part, and it starts on the 14th on the G string. So you have a downstroke, and then you get 3 on the B, and then 3 on the E. And it's a very fast little run. And the thing that kind of sucked about it when I first started playing it is I didn't have this run up of 3 notes per string. I had to start on this string and instantly go straight to the next note. So if you start this on a downstroke, your very next note is an upstroke. Then, of course, downstroke. If you're economy picking it, then you go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. I alternate pick the second half of this, and I economy pick the first half of this. So going from here, 14, I pick straight down to the B, then I do a down, up, down, but then when I come here to the E, I catch it with an upstroke, up, down, up. So I'm doing an economy and a alternate picking. Jesus. Still got COVID brain, bro. Still got COVID brain. I'm doing an alternate and an economy picking out of these 7 little notes. Why am I doing it this way? Because it was not having that run up and getting started, jumping in straight to a downstroke, straight to an upstroke. I couldn't quite get it up to speed like I wanted smoothly without having those 3 notes running into it, just jumping straight into a transition between strings right off the bat. So I did that economy picking because it's very easy to go down. You're basically just sweeping those 2 strings. But the reason we're talking about this is because I was showing this guy this solo how to play this, and we get to talking about that very thing, transitioning between the 2 strings, alternate picking, where you're going down, up, up. So I thought, you know what? This is something that we should cover. And we're going to cover it right now. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this in chunking. When you're learning a guitar solo, the best thing to do is to learn it in pieces. Don't go out and try to tackle the entire solo all at the same time. When I started learning the solo for this song, I learned this part. Until I had that in my head so I could play that one. I wasn't even thinking about it. So I could just sit there and just rip that thing off. Then I moved on to the next section. I learned that. Then I moved on to the next section and I learned that. And then also that gives you a chance to work on little pieces and try to get them cleaned up as close to the original, or if you want to add in your own thing, which I highly recommend when you're playing covers. Unless you're just doing something that's kind of iconic, add in your own stuff, man. You don't always have to play it note for note. Sometimes you want to put a little bit of you inside the song. So I thought this would be a great thing for us to work on. So what we're going to do is, like I said, we're only going to do this with 4 notes. And we're going to use these 4 here. What I would do is just grab you a starting speed, whatever it may be. And keep moving faster and faster and faster, making sure that you have these 3. And actually, I'd probably start there. If you don't have a whole lot of speed right now, that's probably where I would start. It's just on those 3, and make sure you have the down, up, down. And that will give you a chance to kind of sink in on those first 3 notes before we actually make the jump. Now you got to remember, when we make this jump down to the E string, we are having to go over the E and catch it with an upstroke if we're going to alternate pick this. So on the strings, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, move down past it and catch it on an upstroke. So keep doing your 1, 2, 3s. And you don't have to do them that fast. And then when you're comfortable, start working in that 4th note. And that's as far as you need to go right now. Okay. Make sure you're catching that with an upstroke also. And you don't have to do it that fast. I mean, by all means, slow it down to whatever makes you comfortable. And I would find your point to where it is comfortable for you, because the goal is to be comfortable playing fast. And if you get to the point where it's so fast that it's just not comfortable, and you're getting out of time, or you're missing your stroke, if you're doing something like that, then slow it down considerably, because you always want to start off practicing slow and then build your momentum as you go, because speed without technique is shit. Technique without timing is shit. So a lot of things we got to work on here. But just concentrate on catching that transitional note, catching that on an upstroke. Now you can also do the same thing with economy picking and just catch it on that downstroke, because if we do a down, up, down, our next one's going to be down. See? And just push straight through the string. And I guess we're drag racing again, I don't know. That's half the reason why I'm moving out of here. This place drives me freaking insane. But even if you're economy picking, and believe it or not, you may find the economy picking might be just a touch harder, getting used to pushing through those 2 strings at extremely high speed until you really start to hone in your economy picking skill set. It may actually be easier for you to alternate pick it to keep everything on an up and down motion and not stopping. But concentrate on adding that 4th note. And don't go any further until you've got that clean. And let's say we're doing it at 300 beats a minute, just for the sake of argument. And we finally got it clean at 300 beats a minute. Let's say we got it clean there. So now let's go ahead and add in the next note, but only add in 1 note, because you remember you're coming in off that upstroke. And when you're first doing this, when you're starting to play, you might be coming in kind of hot and violent at first. So take it kind of slow and grabbing the next note. Remember, and that you should always end, when you were just doing the 4, you should always end on an upstroke. When we're doing the 5, you should always end on a downstroke. If you're not ending on that downstroke on 5, then your picking cadence has gotten out of rhythm somewhere. And like I said, work on economy picking, because you should always work on both styles. But for this, we're truly concentrating this exercise on alternate picking. So if you start with the down, down, up, down, then add in that next note. Then once you get comfortable with that, go ahead and add in the 6th note. You should be ending this exercise on an upstroke. Should always end on an upstroke. And then start working your speed. And if you play it right, like I said, you will end at 15 on an upstroke. If you're not ending at 15 on an upstroke, then something's gotten out somewhere within those 6 notes. And all I would do is practice on these 6 notes and nothing else. Because the key here is to get your transitioning between strings very clean and very fluid. Then, once you get those 6 notes and you're like, I got this, I got this, I got this, then shift everything up to, say, the G string. And I would probably do it the same way again. Once I got the 6, I would start here. Because again, and I would stop on that transition. Now, because when we add in the 3rd string, we're starting on a downstroke, down, up, down, up. Now, that last transition is going to be a downstroke. And it's going to be a different feel from doing it from an upstroke. Because now we're not having to jump past that string and catch it with an upstroke. So I would do just the 6 notes. Do the 4 notes, add in the 5th, add in the 6th, and just work on those 6 notes. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Then when you get comfortable and that is very solid, then go ahead and move up to the G string and do it again. And remember, you're going to, this time, when you get to this E, that will start with the downstroke. And then once you get to the point where you've got that pretty solid, add in the next note. Then add in the next note. And you should be ending that time on a downstroke. Once you get it to where you can crest those 3 strings, you got it in the bag. You literally have it in the bag. The only thing that really could deter you is your hand. You got to make sure the placement of your hand, you want to keep the placement of your hand the same all the time. You don't want to play the down strings this way and then play the upper strings this way. You kind of want to keep everything the same. So as you're playing this, it's kind of hard to see, but my hand is shifting down. Because you don't want to keep your hand in one place, because now you're changing the angle of your attack. So you kind of want to get in the habit of moving that hand along your bridge or your trim right here to kind of keep everything exactly the same. So I think that is a critical exercise. And like I said, when I was teaching that dude the solo, he told me he has a problem with that. He could pretty much play the entire solo, but making that little 7-note run, and it's kind of an odd run on that one because we're starting here on 14. That's kind of an odd picking passage to start on a string with 1 note. That's where we're starting, and then we instantly have that first upstroke and a string jump right out of the gate. And he said, that's where he's struggling with this, and that's what got me thinking about this. Well, if he's struggling with it, then I'm sure a lot of people are struggling with it. So this should set you well on your way. If you're having trouble transitioning between strings, this is how you learn how to do it. And you don't always have to do 3-to-1. You can also do 2-to-1, and 2-to-1's a little tougher. 2-to-1's actually a little tougher. 3 notes per string just flows. It flows fantastically. So you can work on it 2-to-1 also, or you can do 4-to-1 if you want to do it. But the whole goal is working on that transition. The beauty of 3-to-1 is 3-to-1, the next string is always going to start with an alternate stroke. If you do even number of notes, they're always going to start with the same stroke. But you still want to practice that quickly, let's say on 2 notes from 2-to-1, because that's actually very hard to do. So we're going to wrap this up right there. I'm not going to go any further because my fucking head hurts. I got a headache. I'm tired of packing. I hate packing. I would rather have nails driven through my balls and my toes smashed flat than to move. I absolutely hate moving. So on that note, I'm going to tie this up and I'm actually going to start packing again because moving day is coming up quick. And I'm going to be getting the hell out of here for a while. So on that note, practice that transition between strings. It will do you a world of good at the end of the day. That I guarantee you. I know this isn't my typical self, my typical smartass self with my typical videos, but time is very short, so boom! We're going to make this one quick, and we're going to move the hell on. So on that note, If you have any comments, put it down in the comments section. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments section. I will answer questions. I always answer questions. And I answer questions off all my videos. I had a guy send me one the other day and he said, hey, are you still answering questions off this thread? And I said, brother, I'm answering questions off everybody's thread. Shit, don't even have to be my thread. If I'm on somebody else's house and I'm on their YouTube channel, I'm fucking answering questions for them. I will answer any question on anybody's YouTube channel, not just my own. So on that note, grab your instrument, whatever instrument you are playing, play it to the best of your ability and practice, practice, practice. Use a metronome every chance you get because a metronome gives you timing. Timing makes you a great groovy player. You gotta have timing. Until we meet again next time, stay safe, stay clean. Please be clean. Take a shower. Everybody around you appreciates that. And until the next time, rock and roll.